It's a lot of stuff on the back.
Wait, that's the same guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we can go ahead and begin. Good afternoon to everyone. I wish you all a good semester, good spring semester. I am your course instructor. Obviously, my name is Ali Alkanoun. A lot of students, when they email me, my last name is one name. It's one word, so the AL is part of the last name. So it's Alkanoun, not Kanoun. Legally, there's a space. I'm not sure why, but yes. I think I recognize a lot of faces through this semester with all my classes. There's a lot of students that are taking all my classes. I have one online and then there's 3 in person. Aside from, obviously, there was, I think, a prerequisite or a required course for IT. How many IT majors do we have here? Oh, a lot of IT majors. Okay. CS? Okay, not so bad. More IT and ITC. I don't know what happened. Yeah, so for IT majors, typically the CNT 3004 is required. I'm not sure if it's required for this course or not, but it is required for a course for them. So it might be a little bit redundant in terms of, because today's objective, obviously, for the lecture is just to go over the syllabus, make sure that everything is clear for you guys if you have any concerns, doubts, or questions. And we'll talk about the topics that we'll discuss throughout the semester so that you have an idea of what will be discussed. Okay. And typically, my style of teaching is going to be kind of similar for all classes. And that applies also for the syllabuses. I try to be consistent with all of them, unless they're obviously the modality is different, whether it's online, fully online, or in person. Yeah, so a little bit of, for the ones that have not took, how many have not took a class with me before? Okay, got it. So a little bit about me. I am a recent graduate, you could say alumni. I graduated in summer 2025. I got my PhD degree from UCF under advisor David Mason. And prior to that, I have gotten my undergrad from Eastern Florida State College in Information Systems. Then I transferred here to UCF for my master's. I started the master's program. I got an opportunity to do my PhD and get the master's along the way. I think they have a lot of programs like that where you can do accelerated master, something like that. So I always liked research. I did research when I was an undergrad student, working for a lab at the college I was in. And then I think, how many of you guys have taken graduate classes before? Have anyone did? You have?
Yeah, like only one though.
Which course did you take?
I think it was, I know it was a cyber defense course, but it was quite a while ago. I had some like medical stuff in it, so like for players, security courses.
That's fine. So typically for graduate classes, most likely you will do kind of a project base, and that project base leads you kind of to do some research because you're turning in a final report. So when I started my master's, I took a lot of courses, and that kind of gave me the niche of what research I want to get into, like what kind of domain and field. So my research is technically it's about security and privacy, to be specific about Android application, mobile applications. We have did several works that are published, and we looked at intrinsic features and static features of application, dynamic features of application too, and examine those from a security and privacy perspective. just to give you maybe two quick works that we did. One was about permissions. We wanted to see if developers are over requesting permissions from typical users like you. Are they taking more permissions? For example, if you're downloading an app like a calculator, a flashlight, we wanted to see, are those applications requesting more permissions than intended? We examined the application over several years, like development of applications that got developed. And we also looked at application from different genres, like finance, business. And then another work is that we looked at the privacy policies. We wanted to know, because usually not a lot read the privacy policies when users download the app. We looked at those privacy policies to see if the developers are disclosing what permission they are requesting and granting to the users. So really cool work. Yeah, and then I transitioned into teaching. I know I always liked teaching. I taught some labs when I was still a student. I was a teaching assistant and a research assistant as well. So I know I always wanted to teach. My father also teaches, my brother teaches, so it's kind of like built in the family. Yes, so obviously today we will speak about the syllabus and to make sure that everything is clear moving forward. So I did get a couple of emails from students that are doing internships, jobs, and I know a lot are senior graduates. And I wanted to talk about the modality of the lecture. So this is an in-person lecture, but a lot of students typically have jobs or something that makes them a conflict, basically, that would not allow them to attend in person. So I want to see by maybe a show of hands, how many prefer the lectures just to be in person, meaning no recording, no Zoom, just strictly in person. Okay, two. And then what about like it would be in person and it would there would be a feature that would allow you guys to attend on Zoom like the other students that are attending, and the lecture will be recorded. Okay, a lot. So that's good. I don't think we need to do a survey because I was doing a survey for my other course. So I will go ahead and update the Zoom section of the syllabus, of the course, where you can find all the upcoming lectures and you can join them. So also for the students that are attending, we will speak about the syllabus. Part of the syllabus is attendance. So attendance is not required and it's not, there's not a percentage grade that is assigned for attendance. But for the ones that attend in person, only in person, not on Zoom, will get an extra credit, meaning that every lecture that you do attend, you will get a point. Those will be summed up and those will be rewarded to you towards the end of the semester. That gives an incentive for you all to come here. And I want everyone to come here. So that is that. Since we're here on Zoom, the cloud recordings, obviously you guys taking multiple courses, they'll be available on here on the Zoom section and they'll be available here. Upcoming meetings will be just like this one, will be Tuesdays and Thursday, obviously the time that we meet, and then you can join. Since we're also here, we'll talk about the office hours of the TAs. So let us talk about the syllabus, and I think that covers almost everything. How many took the CIS 3690, the required course for CS majors? Has anyone taken that? Okay.
What is it?
The security and computing, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, so this course is kind of like following the same path. I mean, there's going to be an overlap from obviously that course. There's going to be some repeated stuff. There's also going to be repeated stuff if you are taking another course with me. Like we talk about encryption almost in every course, whether it's network, security, even the design and implementation of computer networks that is online. So yes, for my office hours, it'll be Monday and Wednesdays from 10 to 11. You're free to stop by in HEC 255 if you want to come in person. Otherwise, it is available on Zoom. For emailing, I prefer to only emails, internal emails. So on WebCourse, that is in what I prefer, and that's the option that is more comfortable to me. Not that I don't want you to email outside of the web courses, but web course tells me what class you are from and what section, and all that information is there. Okay, so the teaching assistants, their office hours are listed there. They're also in the Zoom section, so you can stop by their office hours. We try to have a schedule that the office hours are going to be basically available for every day of the week. So if you cannot make it one day, you can join another day. But even if you have questions, you can. I dedicate time usually after class for those questions as well, if needed. We have to update her office hours, so that will get updated very soon. So for this course description, this is kind of like kind of already assigned, I think, by the university. You have to complete the 3360 and several other courses. But you're all here now, so don't worry about it. Okay, so the learning outcomes, this course, obviously, we're going to explore security concepts. So we'll talk about what is secure in computing. A lot of you already have an idea since you took in the required course. We'll talk about computer systems, computer networks, operating system, and their environments. We'll talk about threats that could arise, and they're common in this kind of domain. We'll describe common vulnerabilities. We want to kind of differentiate or tell the difference between threats or vulnerabilities and how to kind of assess them based maybe on a level, modality level, or kind of know what could be very harmful one from another. Explain computer system architectures. I think that is very important, the topologies of these system architectures, and see how they can affect secure operating system, how they can be robust as well. Apply formal methods to security principles, that will be covered as well. And we want to evaluate the security management practices. So we'll talk about auditing, policies, procedures, and administrations. So this is the course that is recommended for the book. I usually tell the students ahead in the beginning of the semester if the book is going to be required. Quite frankly, I don't think it will be required for you to do your assignments. Assignments, I think, can be done based on the lectures and other resources that are assigned per week and per module. So it's good to have the book. I don't think it is recommended. If it becomes recommended for something, then I will announce about it. Good. The point structure or the grade distributions for the assignments and what we have this semester. Obviously, this is just saying that each assignment could have a different point, a total point, like whether it's 100 or 50, but the weight remains the same. So we have assignments, we have about, I think, 7, 8 assignments, maybe 1 extra credit, depending if it's needed. And those are all worth 40 points. And we kind of have 3 exams. So you can say maybe 2 midterm, 1 midterm, 2 finals, and those will be throughout the semester. This is kind of the assignment schedule here. What shows here is basically of what is visible to you guys on the modules. So there is nothing available now. So this will get updated as we go. For grading scale, we use the typical grading scale. A's and B's and C's, no A's and minus or B minuses. Okay. For the makeup policy, this policy, I think, is consistent with all my courses. You have a 2-day mark after the assignment due date, and each day that you turn in the assignment late, you will lose amount of points. So 25% for the first day, 50% for the second day. So if the assignment's at 100, you can see how that'll be deducted out of your grade. If it's 1 day, then it'll be 75, and 100, it'll be 50. I like to accommodate for the students. I know that everyone how many of you guys are doing internships now? Okay, and most of you guys work too, right? A lot, yes. So the stuff can happen, personal things. Just email me, let me know. Email me ahead so that I can tell that you are proactive and you are planning ahead, so we can accommodate for you. But do not email me after the assignment is due or after the late, missed or late period mark. And obviously, if you have like legal things, jewelry, doctor things, those are exempted right away. So there is no reason, there shouldn't be a reason not to approve those. Yeah, for attendance, every lecture you come here, we will take attendance based on UCF here. You scan the QR code and you will get a point for attending. We will do it either in the beginning of class, ends of class. It just really depends on the flow of the lecture for that given day. Okay. Here's some of the course topics you might find interesting or looking for, and those topics are the ones that we're going to cover throughout the semester. Is obviously we'll give an introduction to the world of computer security. We'll talk about principles. We'll talk about the CIA tried, how confidentiality, integrity, and availability of given systems. We'll talk about encryption, authentication, and there's a lot that goes with authentication, permission-based or file-based permission. We'll talk about hashing, checksums, all the hashing, all the algorithm techniques that we have. Access control, who can manage your resources. Yes.
I just had a question about the attendance policy.
Yes.
I was wondering, like, up to what percent could we get toward our final grade if we attend every class?
So it's basically a point based on points. The percentage that is assigned for those points will be decided towards the end of the semester, but it will be assigned to your overall grade. It's not going to be assigned to a specific category within what we have. So it'll be just extra on top of what, on top of the 100% that we have here. Is that clear? Okay. We'll talk about access control. So who can access your resources? And basically, there's a lot of, you can think of a tier system that would be allowed for access control. And that's how this typically is done. Databases, cloud security, we'll talk about those as well. So we'll talk about some of the challenges, vulnerabilities, when sharing data, transmitting data, and so forth. We'll talk about malicious software, malware. This is kind of more kind of co-aligning with my research. We studied malware applications, so this is good. So we will talk, I'll try to include malware applications for mobile phones as well, but we'll talk about the typical ones: viruses, worms, trojans, ransomwares, spywares, maybe social engineering, phishing techniques and attacks that can happen or that could lead to that. Denial of service attacks, buffer overflows, those are going to be kind of attacks that we will talk about. Obviously, they're very common in this domain. We'll talk about IDSs, intrusion detection systems, or maybe a network perspective, what they do exactly, and how they can prevent or identify these suspicious activities. So to speak now a little bit modernly, AI and machine learning, NLP, convolutional neural networks, those are kind of replacing these IDSs, or those are where it's kind of embedded to these IDSs. It's basically defined patterns, and those patterns are being trained by the models that we embed those features to. Firewalls and IPSs will differentiate between IDSs and IPSs as well. Firewall deployment configuration. We'll talk about secure software as well, buffer overflow, and secure operating system. So also, I think we wrap up with risk management, security controls, plans, and procedures. Here is the class schedule. There's really nothing there. The topics that we're going to discuss are up there. I wouldn't really suggest for you guys to check this, as there's nothing going to be updated here. This is just, I think, manually it gets added. I think the AI policy at UCF is basically permitted by the instructor, so whatever the instructor decides. And I try to, I think I'm consistent with all my classes. You can use AI, doesn't really matter to me, but I want to make sure that you use it in an ethical way. So if you're not sure how to use it in an ethical way, you can reach out to me. I can guide you on that. But we don't want to use it to kind of complete our assignments, do our work for us, and kind of have rely on it. Use it in an ethical way for you to kind of aid you or help you or assist you with the coursework, or to kind of grasp or understand the material that is being discussed. Okay, and if you do use AI in your assignments, you could worth mentioning, hey, I used AI for this and this. Kind of just give me a log or something that lets me know. And these are kind of just kind of already there by the syllabus. If you need accommodations, I think you have to reach out to Student Accessibility Services, or you let me know. And once you have that granted, it is your kind of role to let me know so I can accommodate for you. Okay. Academic integrity, I'm not really going to talk about it a lot. Just don't cheat or don't use work from one another. Just do your work. It should be done individually. And that is the best for your future academic career as well. Yes.
Exams are gonna be in person,
So exams really are not yet decided for those 3 exams. We have 3 exams, so final and 2 exams. I will have an update on that. So I will update you prior to the exam by like 2 or 3 weeks so that you know whether it's going to be in person or it's going to be online. If it's in person, you're all expected to attend because this is an in-person course. Yes.
For SAS, they usually have us, I think it's part of, not like S cert, it's exact amount, but it has to be like a base order for retail event, or like schedule like there's accommodation center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If we use kind of like contact the cost and try to just get it month before, I guess.
Are they usually all taken at the student testing center, or they could be taken?
Like, but, the exams, like the time that it is normally, how many just whatever it might be.
Okay. Okay, then I will have to figure the logistics for the exam and announce it ahead so that everyone has an idea, especially for the ones that need accommodation. Yes.
And
How many what?
how many assignments?
Yeah, the assignments, how many they are? Yeah, I think they're gonna be about 7 or 8, one maybe extra credits.
Would that be, will those 8 or 7 be for each module or for the cover, basically each topic?
Yeah, yeah. I will show that in a minute now. Yeah.
But what are the groups? One to C, Python, JavaScript.
I think it's gonna be open if there is programming. I'm not sure if there is programming. I don't think there is programming. There's gonna be examples basically on giving code, and you have to like kind of answer questions based on that code, or write code maybe, and then you can put it like in the report. I think all assignments are to turn in by report.
And the code in Python, we did in the last class, or that.
It really depends, I think, on the slides that are given. So it could be, I'm gonna try to explain it as best, break it down so that if you know one language, you're not feeling left out by the code that is shown there. But the idea is gonna be I hope the idea is gonna be clear per that given example or that code being displayed, yeah.
And the book you have recommended, you know what language it goes into, where showing programming examples?
I'm not sure, I can check about that. Yeah, yes.
It's like, I remember when I first got into IT, I took intro to IT from the tools, and then at the end, we got to take a test out to give us a cert.
Sure.
It's like cybersecurity. Is there one like a test out or something, or a cert or something, or like or if we pay for certification?
Like a voucher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a voucher or something.
No, for that course isn't. So I think that this course is really not, I think, attached to a specific certification. We have Network Plus and Security Plus. Those are my other 2 courses. They're strictly kind of, I wouldn't say strictly that lead you to those exams, although there's some topics here that we do discuss that are going to be expected in the exams. But no, across all my courses, there's no vouchers. There's just like a program that they have at UCF where you can get it for a reduced price, I think 50% off. But they have some sort of 50.
50?
Yeah, 50. Yeah, and I think they assess the students and see if you're qualified. So I will make an announcement about that. Yeah.
Which one of the classes would Security Plus be?
Security Plus would be the 4403. That is Network of Privacy and Security. So that is quote unquote. We use that book. We use the book for Security Plus.
CIS?
Not the CIS.
Like,
No.
you said 4402, what's the?
CNT. Yeah, the network course. So we do use the book. Doesn't mean that we won't cover stuff from the book. Yes, we will cover stuff from the book. Like for example, the 3004 course, we take those same chapters from the book and we explain them in class. But obviously every student case scenario is going to be different from one another based on the work that you put in towards the exam. Maybe stuff that's updated, we are using a later version, but you should be equipped with a foundation after you finish the class about all the topics that are discussed within the course. Okay, so I think that is it for the syllabus. There's going to be an assignment that must be done by all of you guys. It's required for every course. So just go ahead and do that by the end of this week. Also, there's a resource that I put out here. There's a URL to get the book for free. I think it's an older version, sorry. So it's still good to have and share out with the students if you want to check it out. Okay, so basically we're gonna have beginning of every lecture that will speak about course logistics, where we are in the course, and then we will begin our lecture. And then if assignments do come out, I notify the students all the time. And yeah, basically we will have slides for every chapter and kind of assignments that goes with these chapters. Okay. Here's I think some technology or recommended skills that you should have for the course, and which I think everyone should have here. Basically, you need a browser, you're gonna need a PC to work on, turn in your work. You need some technical skills like Word, Microsoft, Office 365 to turn in your work, and whatever is listed. Nothing really major that kind of or unique that you should have. I think everyone does and equipped with that. Yeah, so basically, these are the modules that we discussed. And basically, week by week, we will go over those, talk about the slides, give an oral lecture, and then we will have our assignments. For our assignments, I think we have, to be exact, we have about 7, yes. So 7, 8 is the extra credit. And then we have our 3 exams. Okay, so I think that covers it for that covers for the first lecture. There's really nothing that I have. Any questions from you guys? No? Okay. Yes.
I have a question. Medical accommodation, could I just stop here?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll leave it to you in a minute.
I'm not sure if you said before, but did you know how the exams are gonna be structured? Is it like at a testing center in person or online?
Yeah, so I answered about that. The logistics of the exams are going to be announced very soon, how they are, so everyone has an idea.
You just said on the slides? Or?
The exam questions are going to be based on the overall what we're discussing. So yeah, slides, anything in the present, and anything in the lecture that is being said. And I try to avoid trying to come up with questions from resources that we are out of the class, so that everything is coming internally. Okay. Anything else? No. Okay, so I will update the Zoom section so that the lectures are going to be starting from Thursday. They'll be available and recorded for you to attend on Zoom. I hope that I see almost the same numbers or the same numbers on Thursday. So class is dismissed. Unless you have any questions, come up to me. Does anyone have any questions on Zoom? How you doing? Give me 1 second. All right, have a good one, guys. I'm gonna end the Zoom.